How's the squad looking heading into Sunday's match?
We've got a couple of players back. Leon trained today with a mask on, so he looked fine. Again, we'll need to obviously see how he reacts tomorrow, but good to see him back. Obviously get a minor operation on his fracture of the cheekbone, so it was good to see him back out today.
I know there was a lot of frustration after the game last weekend. Have you had to change anything this week in the build up to Sunday's match?
Well, there was a lot of frustration for a number of reasons, because I wasn't happy with the way the game went. Again, we've had a full week. We've spent a bit of time. We went through certain scenarios that I wasn't happy with. We've still got obviously another day to go. We'll do a lot more work tomorrow, but they're clear on what I wasn't happy with. That needs to improve, and I expect a big improvement on Sunday.
You obviously said that you felt maybe some of the instructions that you'd worked on during the week hadn't been followed in that game. Is that something that you're hoping to see change this weekend?
Yeah, better change. And it has to change, so that's something again we spoke about as a group. That's something that I wasn't happy with. That was clear, you seen that after the game. So again, we went through a lot this week, and I expect him to take the information on.
A lot of the time these bigger games haven't been the issue for Rangers this season. Obviously got a good win against Celtic at Parkhead and your visit there. Hoping for a similar type of performance at Ibrox on Sunday to that one.
I couldn't care less about the performance. I just want to get 3 points. It's a bonus for me if you play well in the games. I tend to know what happened in the past. That was a number of weeks ago, and I will expect the same level, if not better, in Sunday.
Do you think that's been an issue at the club, that too much focus has been on performance rather than the be all and end all, which is playing games?
Andy, I've said it all along. I couldn't care about how we perform. I know a lot of people want to see free-flowing, attractive football, and I totally get that, but it's all about winning games of football, and it's clear that we've not won enough this season, and it's something that we need to get better at going forward, not just this season, but next season and the following season after that.
There's obviously pictures this week of the new consortium taking over in the club. For your sense, I think a lot of supporters without that would feel pretty hopeless with the way that the club's going, with the run of failure, I suppose. Do you think this is something that came up with hope for the new season?
Yeah, certainly. We're all excited because it's something that the club have been wanting, is outside investment. It looks to me if it's going along smoothly, and we're just waiting to obviously get the thumbs up that everything's done and dusted, and it's the start of a new era for the club, because it certainly needs it. So, yep, I'm just like everybody else. I'm just looking forward to the day that it gets signed off, and hopefully it's a brighter future for Rangers.
So I feel like your team has to add into that this weekend to try and add to that sense of optimism that's starting to very slowly sort of build around the sport.
Yeah, listen, we've got to deal with ourselves first and foremost. Look, last week's performance was one that annoyed me, made me angry, and I was clear on that in the dressing room. I've been clear on that this week, so I'm expecting, as I said, a better performance, because as I said, everybody's playing for the futures, because it's going to be hopefully start of something really positive and good for the club.
Kevin was up here. Did you have any chance to sit down with him?
Yep, I did, and I had a long meeting with him. It was good. First time I've sat down with him. I was impressed by him, but obviously what was said will remain private. You know I'm going to say that, but yep, it was great to, as I said, bang heads together. He got my feelings. He totally understood them, but yep, very impressive, and it's something that I think will work really good for the club.
One way or another, but you think plans are already starting to take shape for the new season?
Well, we need to. We're a couple of weeks away for the season finishing, and before you know it, you're back in pre-season. Before you know it, you've got Champions League qualifiers, and then the league starts. So, yep, it's clear that Rangers as a club need to start moving, because as I mentioned there, the season's just round the corner. No, I just briefly for a few minutes welcomed them to the training centre, but I had more important stuff to do. I've got to prepare for an old Firm game, but we seen them round about the place, and that was it basically. Then I sat down with Kevin, and now I'm just looking forward to getting hopefully 3 points.
Did you chat with Kevin, make your own position going forward any clearer?
Listen, what was said in the room will remain private. I come out of the meeting feeling good about it, and I'm hopeful Kevin did as well, because we understand that there's going to be a lot of changes. There has to be a lot of changes to try and make this club successful again, because it's built on winning trophies, and it's clear over the last number of years that we've won nowhere near enough.
Sounds like either way, whatever happens, you're excited about.
Of course, yeah. I've said that if I'm not going to be here, I'm excited about the prospect of new owners coming in. Kevin coming in as a sporting director, head of the football department. So I said changes had to happen. These changes now are starting to happen. So if I'm a Rangers supporter, which am I, and the hundreds of thousands that are out there, they should be excited at what's hopefully going to be coming.
You're talking about the better change in the performance because you were really angry last weekend after St. Your brother Derek said it's almost like disrespectful to the manager if you don't carry out those instructions. Do you feel that way?
Listen, everybody's got different opinions, and it's something that I don't really read into, whether it's my brother, whether it's somebody elsewhere. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. I'll keep my feelings in-house, and I think that's the best way to keep it. The players understand the reasons why I wasn't happy after the game. So, listen, people say whatever they want to say. It's not my place to agree or disagree with them. I kind of let it go over my head. I've got one thing in my mind, and that's concentrating on we try and have a better performance, or we better make sure we have a better performance against Celtic Sunday.
The last time Rangers won 3 league games in a row against Celtic, I think it was actually before you started. It might have been your first season as a full-time pro, 96-97, which kind of indicates how long ago it was.
No, I'm feeling old once you say that there. Yeah, far too long. But look, we know what we're coming up against. Celtic have been strong and consistent. That's one thing about them. We have not been that throughout the season. The last couple of games, yep, we've performed and got results, but it's not really got us anywhere. It needs to be week by week. We need to make sure we put the levels of performance on, and I'm expecting a big performance from us because we know they're coming here. They'll not be happy about what happened in the last 2 games. So we need to be ready and prepared, and we've done all the preparation we can this week. We know what way we're going to approach it, we know what way we're going to set up. So yep, these are the games you've got to be looking forward to, not just as a manager and a coaching staff, but as a playing staff as well.
It doesn't mean much in the broader scheme, Barry, but I mean it's always going to be a game that you'll get emotional about.
It means a lot to me, and I've said that it needs to mean a lot to everybody inside the building. Yep, it's been a really disappointing season, but it's not a dead rubber. You're coming up against your fiercest rivals who again have dominated this season. That hurts. So we need to go up against them and just let them, or give them a reminder that, listen, we're going to be here next season. We need to challenge, certainly in a better manner than which we have done this season.
Do you get a feeling from the squad that it does mean as much to them as it does mean to you?
Well, I've got the feeling this week, because we've sat and we've spoke about it, or we've stood out in the training ground and we've spoke about it. So the reaction that I've got in training has been really good, but it matters when you cross that white line. That's when it matters. So the proof will be in the pudding, I guess, come lunchtime on Sunday.
the last couple of guys.
See if you need to walk away from this role on May 17th or whatever, now that you've tasted it, how much will you miss it? How, like a Cullinan, will be motivated?
Yeah, of course I'll miss it. There's no doubt if I'm not going to be here. But look, I'm comfortable with the situation. I was comfortable with the situation when I got offered the job. I'm comfortable with the situation come the 17th of May. If I need to go back and do what I was doing, I was enjoying myself. But this has been, how could I put it in simple words? It's been an amazing couple of months for me. A few up and downs, but I kind of knew that when I came into the role. But it's given me a taste for it. And as I've said last week, somebody asked me the question, would I take it? Of course I would take it. If I don't get it, I'm not going to spit the dummy out. I'll still go back to my role within the club and come and support the club and hopefully see the club be successful again.
I just wonder if you saw last night's penalty that Man United got. Does that add to any of the injustice that you felt for a couple of weeks?
Again, that's in the past, but I mean, when you see that given last night, for me, Cyril's was a worse one than that one. But again, it never went for us that night. Overall, if I'm being brutally honest, over the two games, they were better. But when you see decisions, again in Manchester United getting that decision, it does make you think, but look, that's in the past. I need to try and look forward, and the first hurdle for me is Sunday.
Cheers,
This
that's one man.
about this week. Did you and your players even discuss the guard of honour?
Well, I've been asked quite a few times about this. It's never happened in the past. I don't know why there's always a big clamour about a guard of honour. It's never happened, whether it's Celtic, whether it's Rangers, and I think it'll always just remain that way. But if you're asking me, Celtic are champions for a reason, because they've been the most consistent throughout the season. We haven't. But in terms of guard of honour, I don't see it. I mean, I put myself in a position, it wouldn't bother me. I don't think it'll bother Celtic either, if I'm being brutally honest. So it's something that's not been in the conversations throughout the week. I don't think it's even come up in conversation. But I have, when I've been out and about, people have asked me, and I give them my honest opinion. It's just never happened in the past, so why should it happen going forward?
Cheers.